All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Drink and Grow Rich. My name is Solomon James, and I will be your anchor person for tonight as we bring clarity, as we bring understanding to whatsoever someone who invited you here told you. I don't know whether it was told the way it is or if they just gave you an invite. My job tonight is to just share our thoughts on this project that is so interesting and we are super excited about it. But before we jump in there, let's put some disclaimer there that this information is not intended to replace the services of a trained health professional or to be a substitute for medical advice. You are advised to consult with your healthcare professionals with regards to matters relating to your health, particularly regarding matters that may require diagnosis or medical attention. The information shared here is for informational and educational purposes only. That the Food and Drug Administration have not evaluated the statement, and this material is created for the express purpose of sharing educational information and scientific research gathered from the studies and experiences of authors, healthcare professionals, scientists, nutritionists, and informed health advocates. Before beginning any practice relating to health, diet, or hydration, we highly recommend that you first obtain the consent and advice of a licensed healthcare professional. That information contained herein is not intended again to replace a one-on-one relationship with a doctor or qualified healthcare professional. This information is not intended as medical advice, but rather a sharing of knowledge and information from the research and experience of the presenters. That the presenters encourage you to make your own healthcare decisions based upon your research and in partnership with a qualified healthcare professional. You and only you are responsible if you choose to do anything based on what you will be hearing here tonight. With that being said, let's get started. According to a Loharis poll, the fun fact today is that 96% of the people lying awake at night are worrying about their health and finances. Today, the economy is shrinking, people's finances are low, it's impacting their health. In our country here in Nigeria, we know healthcare is coming down, the best of our hands are out there. So, in any way we can probably give a tip or just again remember it's not advice but just share thoughts that might help with regards to your health or to your finances. It's what we like to do collectively together. Now there's what we call the illness wellness continuum. um there's a lot of premature deaths around us. I was in a meeting yesterday and I had a very senior um man, an ex-boy of the Nigerian military school, and he was just sharing with me. He said, "Look, the last 3 weeks, they've lost about, I think, five of their members. Five. Um, some, yeah, well aged. Some still young. But you see, these things didn't happen overnight. The signs were there. Sometimes people don't pay attention to the signs. We ignore the symptoms until it becomes a case of emergency. What we do here every week is to create awareness. As I always say and reference the words of Robin Sharma, that better awareness will create better choices, and better choices will create better results. So that collectively we can educate ourselves and now grow into a higher level of wellness. With that being said, I want to emphatically say that what we drink matters. People just think they can drink anything, take anything, and they go away with it. Well, I'm a person of faith and I like to anchor my belief from the Bible. Now, there's a story in the Bible some of us are very familiar with. It's the story of Jesus having a conversation with the woman by the well. And the woman was talking to Jesus about Abraham's well and the water that they take, how good and how powerful and everything around it. Well, Jesus went ahead to respond to this woman. John chapter 4, verse 13. In the New Living Translation, it says, Jesus replied, anyone who drinks this water, referring to her water, will soon become thirsty again. But those who drink the water that I give will never be thirsty again. Now you can see a distinction. It simply means there are two types of water at play here. One will make you thirsty, one will make you not thirsty. But he went ahead to say it becomes a fresh, bubbling spring within them, giving them eternal life. For those of us that joined early, you had a background song by Fela Nicola Kuti, who was singing that water no get enemy. But this scripture defies that, because he says it becomes, water becomes. If it is good, it will become something good for your health. If it is bad, it will impact your health. So it simply means that not all water is created equal. Some of us are familiar with places around the world where you get to hear about healing water, wonder water, miracle water. They exist. Places in France, in Mexico, in Germany, in India. Saudi Arabia has what they call the Zamzam water. Those of us at the Western Belt here in Nigeria or Southwest zone, we have what we call the Oshu Ikogosi spring water. People tell you they go experience these waters and they get themselves healed. Well, science does not endorse anything that is not proven. So back in 1950, it all began that a research was conducted in some of these unique locations around the world. While for thousands of years, these places have maintained legendary status as a natural source for miracle and wonder water. At the end of this research, one thing was found to be common in this miracle healing water. They found out that it contained what is called active hydrogen. Now, active hydrogen plays three roles. It serves as antioxidant, it serves as anti-aging, it serves as what we know as ORP. What is that? Oxidation reduction potential. I'll throw more light on that. This is Mr. Hironari Oshiro, the founder of this company, who celebrated his 83rd birthday just 2 weeks ago. He is the founder of a company called Enagic. Enagic is a Japanese company that manufactures medical-grade Kangen water machines, providing healthy therapeutic water for in-home use. They do not sell water. They manufacture medical-grade Kangen water machines. When you hear the word Kangen, Kangen in Japan means return to origin, back to origin. So when we reference and you keep hearing Kangen water simply implies a type of medical grade water helping the human body to reset itself the way God would have intended your body to be. Okay, and that is what we are seeing here that we'll be discussing. Well, this company has been around for 50 years, and this year, yes, June this year, the company will be 50 years. So they've been setting a standard for over 4 decades. Ladies and gentlemen, any company, any organization, any project that has run for 5 decades, you should take it serious. That means they are doing something to stay that long. In these 50 years, Enagic right now has offices in 26 countries and 43 locations. When I say offices, there's no franchise of Enagic anywhere in the world. All the offices are actually established and run by them. As at August 2022, those of us in the African belt, 48 years of operation, but yet they had less than 5,000 of this machine in the entire African continent. The question is how many persons are in Nigeria? Because Nigeria alone, as at August 2022, had less than 2,000 of this device that people had acquired. They were tracking it. Now, these are even people who traveled out, got to know about it, and they brought it in, and few told few friends, and they got it in 2,000, less than 2,000 machines. How many persons are in Lagos alone? So when I saw this, it was obvious this information is not even in our space, which is why somebody is reaching out to you to join us so that you can learn about this. Well, the Nigerian or the African office was open May 10th. So this is April. By May next month, we will be celebrating our 1st anniversary of the opening of the Nigerian office at 105 Adeniyi Jones in Ikeja in Lagos, Nigeria. This is their factory in Osaka in Japan, where all of these devices are handcrafted and manufactured. This has given them award certifications and documented recognitions, but 2 outstanding for us. One is from the Japanese Ministry of Health that endorses this device that it is a medical device. The International Standard Organization also went ahead to endorse this device that it is a medical device. As a matter of fact, certifying it with ISO number 13485. Please take down that number. Go to your Google, put that number ISO 13485. You will discover the number is not given to machines. They are not given to devices. It's a medical grade certification. So for them to certify this machine, that means it is a medical grade. Now, this is what our flagship product looks like. We call it the SD501. It's actually a state-of-the-art technology helping to provide 5 types of water. Now, we have what we call Kangen water, clean water, beauty water, strong Kangen water, and the strong acidic water. 5 types. But in terms of the pH, there are 7 types of pH. We have the 8.5, 9, 9.5 for the drinkable range. We have your clean water, which is 7.0, is neutral, and we can still drink it, right? Then we have our beauty water, 4.5 to 5.5. Then we have our strong Kangen water, 11.5. Then the strong acidic, 2.5. 5 types of water, 7 pH ranges. You can choose based on what you intend to use it for. When we say oxidation, people do not know that it ages and impacts our life, which is why antioxidants are very, very, very essential in today's world so that we can begin to reduce the aging process. Get yourself an apple today, cut it into 2. Within 3 to 5 minutes, it begins to go brown. What is happening? Oxidation happening right before your eyes. Get yourself some shiny silver looking nail. A few days later, it's already getting itself rusty. What else is oxidation? Your tomatoes, fresh looking. Perhaps you got them from Jos. We call them tomato Jos. A few days later, that is what you see is actually bad. If this is also getting oxidized, ladies and gentlemen, what happens to your glass of water? Because people drink their water, keep their water. That's even for the water that is even clean or the water that is even good. People still drink it, keep it down, and they move around, come back, and they continue to sip their water. All they hold a glass of water, we get to hold conversations. But we know that the formula for water is H2O. Oxygen is involved. So our water gets oxidized. And remember, there is good water and there is bad water. But every time any living tissue gets oxidized, the end product of that is sickness, as we can see from the human, from our fruit, including our water. Now, oxidation reduction potential is helping us to identify the various range of the damage and oxidation on our fluid. If it's positive, it is bad. It's not helping your body. Your bottled water is 200 plus oxidized. Your tap water is 300 plus oxidized. Our soda drinks, our PET bottles, our Coke, Fanta, 7-Up, Mirinda, whatever we call it, we call it mineral here, they are all very oxidized. But you see, your green tea is very good. The Arabs, the Asians consume lots of green tea. They have an understanding, minus 100. Your fresh fruit, your vegetables, those smoothies, minus 100. Your vitamin C, minus 100. Your cod liver oil is minus 200, but a glass of Kangen water is minus 400 and above. So how do we get to check this out? Remember, if you take this backward, it means the potential to reduce oxidation. Every one of us here want to reduce oxidation as much as possible. Every time you get exposed to any maybe generator fumes or fumes coming out from cars, emissions, you cover your nose, or it impacts you badly if you were to consume that daily. I mean, you may be choking yourself to death. Everything on the left is aging and will highly oxidize us. Everything on the right is very good for us. But how do we get to test to see how this plays out? Follow me to the lab. Let's begin our experiment. Now, our first demo here is to show you, this is our tap water. The second one is reverse osmosis water, RO. Then we have mineral water, Fiji. Okay, this is mineral water, Fiji. Then we have Evian water. I used it about 3 weeks ago, Evian water. Then we also have our soda drink here representing all our brands. Okay, now we have our Kangen water also in the mix. So what you are going to see here, they all look alike. So you wouldn't have even known which one is which. If I remove all the container, except you start testing them, then you get to find out that of the 7-Up. But we have here what we call an ORP meter. If you can't get it, please do. It tells us if your water is oxidized or if it's good, so that you know what you are taking. But take a look. Dipping it into the tap water, we're having a reading of positive 400. The arrow is giving us 400 plus. The Fiji water is giving us still 400 plus positive. The Evian water is also giving us 400 plus. But take a look at our soda drink, 500 plus, very, very oxidized. Then you go to your Kangen water, ladies and gentlemen, it just goes into negative because some of them said, oh, but they are not returning back to zero. That of the Kangen goes to minus 545 and it's still going up. Now, if we didn't test it, how would you have known that they are variables, that they all have different readings? Now, there is a book I like to recommend written by Dr. Jerry Tennant. The title of the book is Healing is Voltage. Now, medically deduced that the human body, just like our phone, needs to be charged. Now, for cell maintenance, you need about minus 20 to minus 20 millivolts of charge. For cell repair and rejuvenation, you need up to minus 50 millivolts of charge. But suddenly you find out that we're testing our tap water and the Aruwa water and this bottle of water, they were all giving us plus 400 and above. It simply means if I needed a minus 50 and I'm getting a 400, this water is 8x, 8 times, not helping my body. We saw the soda drink giving us over 500. That is 10x, having not the best of impact on your health. Then you saw the Kangen water giving you a minus 500 and going. That water is 10 times faster to help your body heal, maintain, and recover itself. Now, just one glass of this Kangen water is equivalent to 94 bananas. Even if you're on a fast like our Muslim brothers and sisters, listen, you can't consume 94 bananas in a day. You will be having loose bowels. But the antioxidants trapped in 94 bananas is what we see in one glass of Kangen water, which is why when you get to fetch this water out from the machine fresh, take a look at the glass. It looks cloudy. You see the bubbles. That is the active hydrogen, which is why we don't recommend you just fetch it and you keep it open and you're not drinking. Once you fetch, drink your water away. You are getting the best of antioxidants. 64 apples. The antioxidant in 64 apples is trapped in just one glass of Kangen water. Now, those bottled water, how many of them can tell you they have antioxidants in their water? This is what we are trying to share so that you understand that not all water is created equal. But every time we talk about water, what readily comes to people's mind is alkaline water. So people tell you, oh, I take brand X, I take brand Y, I take brand Z. One of the most common brand in Lagos is what they call Lasena. Lasena is a bottled water. They tell you it's alkaline water and all the things surrounding it. But you see, those of us that did any form of sciences, once we check your water, the color goes to the left, is acidic. If the color goes to the right, it's alkaline. Anything acidic is sickness. Anything alkaline is good for your health. Now let's go back to the lab and take a look at what was contained in our glasses. Same glasses of water. The only introduction now is our pH tester, methylene drop. Those of us that were chemistry students, you understand your titration, right? Okay, good. So all we just need to do to reveal them, just put this pH drop into the water. You can see varying color. Look at the last one. You can see the Kangen color. You can see the same drop, but you are seeing different coloration. Now, once it's acid, is bad. If it's on the left, it's good. Now, what will Kangen water help your body do when you begin to take it? Remember, we say Kangen means back to origin. Take a look. By infusing Kangen water into the body, it raises it up. Look at this acidic water. Phew. Here you go. That's Kangen. Back to origin. Look at the Fiji. Now it is getting a help. Look at the Evian bottled water. It's getting a help. But take a look at our soda drink. Yes, it's not even coming into the purple range, but it's getting diluted. It's still acidic. Some people don't know how damaging this can be to their health. Just a cup of soda. Watch what happens. It acidifies your body. It turns your body back to acid. And yet some of us drink 2, 3, 4, 5 of these in a day. A lady was at the meeting yesterday in a Keja, and when I was done, I mean, she humbly walked down and she said, I need to see you, sir. I said, what's the problem? He said, I can't stop drinking this. I can't. I said, it's because your health is not yet down. When your health is down and you need it, you are gasping for air. You need to survive. that word I can't will be removed. The doctors will tell you what to eat. There are people right now eating what they don't want to eat it, but they want to stay alive. So you have the information coming in. The choice is yours. This is the man that discovered the real cause of cancer in 1923, Dr. Otto Warburg. And he got a Nobel Prize in 1931. In his work, The Metabolism of Tumors, he demonstrated that all forms of cancer are characterized by two basic conditions, what he called acidosis and hypoxia. Now, what is acidosis? I mean, those are PET bottles, those soda drinks, and all the acidic things and the sugar-sweetened beverages that we are all ingesting in the name of enjoyment. But we do know that cancerous tissues are acidic and healthy tissues are alkaline. It's also being said that diseases don't thrive in alkaline environment, but they actually flourish in acidic environment. I tell people that the disease of 2024 is not an accident. It's a harvest, the harvest of what we took perhaps during the Easter celebration, or what more people will take perhaps during this the Muslim celebration that is about to come next week, and your daily lifestyle. Stop acidifying your body. Number 3 is what we call microcluster. You get to drink water, you feel very bloated. Every time I traveled a couple of weeks back, and I went to a place where I couldn't get Kangen water, and I was taking the bottled water around there. I knew the effect by my first sip. I was getting bloated. Now, the human body is 70% water. But people say we are what we eat. How wrong? You are not what you eat, you are what you drink. Go do your research. Your body can go up to 3 weeks without food. You can't go 3 to 5 days without water. It's the sustaining, driving, oiling force of the body. Your lungs is water. Your blood is water. Your skin is 80% water. Your muscle is 75% water. Your brain is 70% water. Stop blocking the brain of your children with these sugary things. Get their brain hydrated. Defog it. Your bone is 22% water. Why do we take water? Basically for 2 things. 1, channeling nutrients to the body. If you eat all you eat and it does not go to the cell, it's a waste. Go back to your biology class. The cell is the smaller unit of the body. From the cell, you have the tissue. From the tissue, you have the organ. From the organ, you have the system. From the system, you have the man. So what are we talking about? You want to take care of the man, you are not going back to the cell. It's a wrong approach. You need water to draw the nutrients. Whether you eat rice, you eat semo, whatever your best meal is, this is a better way. 2, you need water to channel waste out of the body. Many of us don't detox. We just eat as much as possible. You are storing toxins in your body. They may be coming to hurt you in the days ahead. So what are we discussing here? We are talking about the microclusterness of our water. Now, our regular water cluster, they are heavy, 15 to 20 molecules. And because they are large, they limit absorption by the body. However, our Kangen water is microcluster. It's 5 to 6 molecules, very, very small. And because of this, it allows greater penetration and easier absorption by the body. Let's take a little quick trip to the lab and let me show you how this works. Now, this is our green tea, okay? So we take our green tea, this twinning tea, and put it into varying glasses, and we have used 2 types of water, tap water, Kangen water. The same thing, 1, 2, 3. Can you see the Kangen water is extracting, and yet the other one is yet to extract. One water is drawing out the value so that your cell can receive it. The other one is still wasting time. Okay, we take this water now, we divide it into just an extract, not even the full tea because it's still extracting. We divide this tea into 2 different glasses, as you can see. Now let's go back and see. Pouring our Kangen water and pouring our tap water, ladies and gentlemen, bingo. 1 water is enhancing your tea. 1 water is diluting your tea. So imagine this was to be your meal. You think you are eating. 1 water is diluting your meal. 1 water is actually enhancing it. Some of us get to eat by the time you finish eating perhaps rice, plantain, or whatever is your favorite. Or you went to those KFC, Tantalizers, Mr. Biggs, if they still exist, and some of your favorite eat out places, and when you finish eating, you say, let me wash it down. You grab a bottle of soda, you just poison the meal. Because your soda drinks are acidic. Your meal that you just took, they are nutritious, they are organic, they are natural, and you are wrapping it with acid. No, you're not helping yourself. With Kangen water, you can see how it is extracting. So while your body is waiting for the food to digest and all of those things, the Kangen water is already taking the nutrients to your cell. This is where the recovery begins, cellular hydration. Lots of medical doctors are talking about this. Heart surgeon, inventor of colonoscopy, director of the American Anti-Cancer Institute, how this helps for brain and autism. I mean, we have videos and all of this, naturopathic and the rest of them. And a couple of books have been written. I like to always recommend the book, Change Your Water, Change Your Life. It will change your life if you read this book. I tell you, reading this book, you think you are reading a manual coming out from Shiloh or from the Special Holy Ghost service at the Redeem Camp. For the kind of testimonies you will hear of what water is doing, they sound unbelievable. But we also have this book, Killing Cancer, Not People. Now, I actually didn't know the prevailing effect of cancer, how it's invading our society. We need to help people. We need to help ourselves. Now, this book was written 20 years ago by Dr. Bob Wright. He wrote this book, Killing Cancer, Not People. In his view, cancer is bad. This is the man that founded the American Anti-Cancer Institute. He said cancer is bad, but what is worse than cancer is the chemo and radiation that is killing more people than the cancer itself. Now, he went ahead to write this book, and in chapter 6, he stated here step 3 of the cancer diet. Restructured ionized water could save your life. So there are different steps, and one of it again is exercise. Because when people get the news of cancer, they get secluded. They don't work out, they don't move, they don't go into sunlight and all those things. It's impacting them the more, okay? And all of that. So, but one of the major thing he recommended, he said, restructured ionized water could save your life. How did it come about there? 3 steps. Number 1, because of the low microclustering capability, ability to enter into your cell very fast, cellular hydration. Number 2, the strong alkalinity, we saw that. And number 3, most importantly, the low negative ORP. You discover other water, tested water were giving us the positive 400, 400, 400. Our soda drink was 500. Kangen water was giving us a minus 500, heading up to 800. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the secret behind the scene. He said, I believe that ionized water is a mandatory baseline requirement even for those with cancer. Now, Dr. Shinya, who co-invented the medical process called colonoscopy, they call it the Shinya method. He wrote this book, The Enzyme Factor. I have the book again. You may want to get this book to read. It will blow your mind. He said, diets for the future that will prevent heart disease, cure cancer, and even stop type 2 diabetes. That's a bold claim. In Europe and America, just like Lily will admit, you don't make claims, you will be sued. But this man is not your average Joe doctor. He is a medical inventor. He has performed over 360,000 colonoscopy. Go to YouTube, type his name, and you see things about him. Perform over 360,000 colonoscopy process, 100% success rate. Which medical doctor can claim that? 100% success rate. Not one failure, not one reversal. That is a loud statement to take home. Not 10,000, not 20,000, not 100,000, not 200,000. Listen, if people like this speak, you ignore it at your own risk. And he went ahead to say, Kangen water is alkaline-rich water, considered to be the very best drinking water because of its incomparable powers of hydration, detoxification, and antioxidation. He's actually written 4 books, and he makes sure that he talks about Kangen in this book so that people get to know the power of this machine and the water it produces. These are some of his work. In one of the other books, he mentioned that he has the machine in his clinic. He has his own private clinic where people come and he gives it to people. It's part of what he used for his treatment. So this inflammation, you can see, it checks you are inflamed, you are sick. 3 months drinking the water, cleaned out. This is chronic constipation. 45-year-old lady, we don't drink water. Wow, mommy, Ajakuta, mommy, congratulations, well done. Well, until the breast started having the stored toxins and other things impacting and now leading to cancer. Well, you can see 3 months drinking the water, and we have all of this in videos. These are no Photoshop. We have the video of him doing all these things and all the documentations. This is chemotherapy. This is even a case of prostate. And you know, men 40 and above, if you don't manage it well, the prostate, once your PSA goes above 5, you're having lots, you may be having a challenge with prostate. And you don't want that. But even this prostate, some people do surgery, some people have do the chemo, the radiation. You can see even with the chemo, look at how the entire cell got black, darkened, black. This thing is very poisonous. They are just trying to kill the cell so that it doesn't spread. But while they are killing, they are lowering your immunity and other things around it. But you can see 3 months drinking the water. What are you seeing? Everything reversed, totally clean. So when people just think, oh, I'll just take it just one glass and it's gone. No, listen, you've got to get your body back. All right. Now, this is Mrs. Titi. And you can see here, Mrs. Titi, she actually had cancer. And she had done 6 chemo sessions. She was on her last days. I mean, losing energy, high palpitation. I remember in August 2022, when she walked into our facility and she was given the water. 24 hours later, her palpitation ceased. Well, the picture you see in the middle was what she was now looking like 5 weeks after drinking the water. All smiles, hair growing, bouncing back to life. She attended, this was what we call our first EKW. I remember it was at GRA in Ikeja. Somebody that just came 5 weeks prior, looking so downcasted, about to go. And the next 5 weeks, she was attending a presentation. I mean, a training. It was a full day training, and she stayed all through. And right now, she's all smile. 4 months down the line, she walked up to the hospital. The doctors said, what did you take? She said, what's the problem? They ran their test. They said, from our result, you have no history of cancer, past, present, or future. Listen, people are asking, can this be real? We've seen this work for diabetes. We've seen it work for blood pressure. We've seen people having tremendous kidney-related issues. So somebody get to ask me and said, that means this water heals. I said, hey, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, Kangen water does not heal nobody. So what do you mean? But what are you are showing off what it's doing? No, Kangen water does not cure nobody. Remember what we said Kangen means? Kangen means return to origin. What the water does, the water empowers your body for your body to heal itself. Kangen does not heal. The human body fights for itself and heals itself, which is why people have better, prolonged, permanent recoveries, because it's your body getting itself. Our lifestyle is acidifying the body. We are poisoning the body. How many of us remember? I mean, you may not remember, but again, a personal experience of mine. When my daughter was born 18 years ago, I had walked into the theater and I picked her up. I smell. I mean, I read industrial chemistry also, so I understand the smells. And my smelling her and just embracing her, she smelled alkaline. But ladies and gentlemen, walk into old people's home or leave that antenatal clinic or the natal this thing and go over to the old people's ward. You will perceive choking acidic smell. We are born alkaline, we die acidic. That should give you a clue. So we've just spoken about Kangen water and what it does, drinking range, but we have clean water. I would recommend, please do not use our Kangen water to take your medical prescribed drugs. They have side effects, and most medical prescribed drugs needs to come into your body slowly. But you can see that Kangen water is extracting whatever ingredient or nutrient or whatever so fast in seconds. So you might be experiencing some crisis if you do that. So we recommend get clean water. Again, that's why you need the machine, so that you don't know whether you're taking acidic water to take your drugs again. You get clean water from the machine or other sources that you are sure of and take your medications. 15, 20 minutes later, you can return back to your Kangen water so that it can balance the body back. So Kangen water, water 1, clean water 2. Then we have our beauty water. This is something that I can't do justice on the webinar, but if you're to be in a live meeting, get to see the effect of this water in 1 minute. It's the it's a beautiful skin toner. Now, it's so beautiful. This water has the same pH with the human skin. When we spray this water on your skin, on any part of your body, it helps to relieve dryness. You feel this energizing effect. It controls oil. For those of us that have oily skin, it reduces dark circles and patches on the skin, your face. It brightens your skin. It refines your pores. It relieves pimples. It lifts your skin. It makes your skin to be firm and elastic. It moisturizes your hair. It relieves sensitive skin. Some of us, if we change environment and we use another type of water, the skin begins to scale. It reduces eye bag. It suits the skin after treatment. So you had your shave, all those after shaves, all those things, you don't need them. Just take the beauty water and spray. You will love what the results are evident in 1 minute. So this is not something, oh, let's take it and hope it works tomorrow. You should have your results in 1 minute when you experience this. The next water here is the 11.5. This is actually what Dr. Bob recommends for people with cancer, people with stroke, people with cholesterol, people with high acid in the body. Let's see how this works, because one of the ways we use this water is for our fruit and our veggies. And when I ask ladies how they wash their fruit and veggies, like I did yesterday, somebody told me they use tap water to just wash their fruit. Another lady said, oh, I do add salt. Another lady said, I put apple cider vinegar in the mix, to kill bacteria and all of that. I said, okay, that's good. Let's take you back to the lab and let's perform another experiment. Take a look. So this is sesame oil. It could be any oil. It could be any oil, okay? You'll still have the same effect. So because it's darker so that you can see, we can use this. Then we use our tap water. Now, elementary science will tell us that oil and water don't mix. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look. What do you see? Can you see that the oil is floating and just gone up? They don't mix. Science confirmed. Well, let's use our 11.5 and see what is about to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, what you see here is not kunu. That's not milkshake. That's no Bonvita. That's not whatever. Now, imagine someone with cholesterol. You can see water breaking oil. That is called emulsification. If somebody has cholesterol issues and you drink the water, it just goes into the body to coagulate the oil out of the body. But we use it more for our fruits and veggies. How do you wash your fruits? The vegetables. Somebody said I put water and I will rinse it. Okay? That's what we are doing here. Perhaps if you're using a Kangen water, also soak it for about 3 minutes. Don't just rinse. Soak it for about 3 minutes. Then you will see what will happen. But we do not have time. We have less than 1 minute here. So we take the water. When you rinse, what do you see? If there are dirt, they will be off. If it's clean, then you want to start munching or using it for the purpose it was intended. But ladies and gentlemen, take a look and see what is coming up using our 11.5. That's not green tea. Green tea does not come from tomatoes because that's cherry tomatoes. That's pesticides that have been removed. That's the herbicides that have been removed. Now, somebody said, wow, really? I said, yeah. Now, imagine that I gave you this green tea lookalike water and I said, hey, just take. It's my gift to you. None of us on this call will take that water based on what you have seen. So, that's bad. Are you whining me in a Nigerian parlance? Well, if I gave you the fruit that was washed with the tap water, you would have eaten it, perhaps. Now, while you are eating it, the colored chemical poison that you've just rejected is still on the fruit. Or perhaps I said, oh, let me prepare smoothie for you, and had used this fruit that we washed with our tap water to make smoothies. I hope you know the entire chemical you've just seen, the pesticides and herbicides are also inside that smoothie. Do you think you're actually taking in the best for your health? This is where you pause and you think. And in the Bible, they will say seller. Why is that the case? When the farmers get to plant their crops, they spray oil-based pesticides so that they can keep away the insecticide, the insects and all those things coming to consume their produce. But you see, they use oil-based pesticides. And by the time they harvest their crops and send them to the market, do they remove these chemicals? No, they don't. Whose job is it? It's your job. But what do? Perhaps you bought apple in the traffic, you just put your hand out of the window, you are holding a bottle of water in one hand, your apple in the other hand, that's not even rinsing. You're just pouring water in it and you grab a bite. The poison is still on it. Have you noticed that when they do these things, they get maxed up? If it is not safe for them to breathe, how then is this safe for you, your family, and your children to eat? Because some will say, oh, I'm a vegetarian. I don't know how these things are coming up. You are a vegetarian eating poison vegetables and fruits. Because again, these chemicals are still there. So you can see we've got to really take care of ourselves. So imagine cleaning your fruit and vegetables with this. Now let's go to the last one, which is the strong acidic water 2.5. Well, this is a very strong disinfecting solution, helping to prevent food poisoning. You can use it to clean, you can use it to sterilize your produce, your meat, your cookware, you can sanitize your knife, your cutting board, your dish towel, you can disinfect your hands, you can disinfect your toothbrush, which is my favorite, because many of us leave our toothbrush in a restroom, and I hope you know that's the headquarters for the manufacture of bacteria. Every day you just put it under the shower. Water does not remove bacteria. There's a whole lot more to this, but hey, get your 2.5, spray it in 30 seconds. It kills all known bacteria, E. coli, mold, fungi in 30 seconds, 99.999999%. So potent. Well, these are ways it can also be used. We are seeing here you can with this is even a case of eczema. This is a case of eczema. Mr. Ajay, I'll come back to your question. The case of eczema, you can see a few days it's dried up. This is a case of 2 weeks. The entire vesicles are dried and all of things are cleaned, and you have your skin back. This psoriasis, the weather itself is getting very, very funny. People are coming out with rashes and different kind of things. Psoriasis is increasing. Just take this 2.5 and spray. It sounds like, I don't know whether it's like radiation or chemo, because it kills the bacteria in 30 seconds. Touching it, it's killing it. So it stops it from spreading, and once it dries, it begins to dry that spot and kill the bacteria from the root. This is very, very potent. If you get to see the water and you smell it, okay, you get a bottle of the water, you smell it, you think it's hypo, you think it's bleach, you think it's jik, okay? Very strong disinfectant. They've been using it since 1974 in all Japanese hospitals, 50 years. This man had this condition for 11 years. He actually works in the hospital. So understand, if when they say, how did the Bible put that thing? He said, save yourself. Okay, physician, save yourself. But the physician couldn't save himself. Well, this was a case of 60 days. His skin had gone from this to this, as against 11 years battling to fix this. So we are seeing, ladies, always pay attention to their skin. Same thing for Suzanne. Now she can smile again. This is the story and many more that we share in our live demos and our webinars like this. Tonight, if you've been on this call so far, do you see any value? Please, if you see any value from what we have shared so far, please give me a 2 in the chat session. Go to the chat, give me a 2 if you see any value. Let's go. Let's know if this is valuable. This is valuable. When I'm keeping Ajay's question, must one with cancer use Kangen water, use drugs or medicine too? Else, how do we know? Okay, I will come back to that. Okay, so I'm saying, yeah, Ajay, thank you very much. I'll come back to your question. 2, Talatu 2, Chris Balaka, hello 2. So listen, guys, this is very, very valuable. You do not understand the value of your health until you are sick. So I tell people, anything that has to do with your health is not an expense, it's an investment. And this is actually the best gift for your family, because getting this is not for you, it's for the entire family. Now, I know people who are perhaps treating one condition. I don't want to just mention name, but you are treating a particular condition. or trying to take care of a particular condition or managing a condition, I will tell you all the drugs that you are taking is only for you. No family member can come and say, mommy, mama, popsy, let me take your drug on your behalf today. Nobody does that. It means if you spend 10 million naira, you are spending for one person. If you go for a test, you are testing for one person. Whatever is done is for one person. However, no other family member can share in that expense. Imagine having a machine where the entire family tree, tribe, religion, creed can also participate. Now you understand the scale of this value. Now, we have our SD5, it's called a K8. This is our, I tell you, this is like the iPhone series of our machine. Okay, this machine is called K8. It's a super crafted device, medical device. Number one is a touch screen. So you don't see any buttons, but once you put your hand on the body, it will just light up. And you now see these buttons and you can now click. So those of us that like a fizzy, cool for you. So you just use your touch screen, you press, you request for whatever you want, it will distill this water for you. Now, let me quickly say, so how does this machine work? The machine works using what we call electrolysis method. There's no chemical process in this. It's electrolysis. As your water passes through the, and again, it's your normal tap water, your borehole water, that this machine convert to this medical grade water. Now, this particular machine here uses 8 pure titanium platinum plates. So as your water passes through the plate, it gets converted using electrolysis. So that's the fundamental structure and how this works, and I can now generate it for you. Now, this machine can produce up to 6 liters of water in 1 minute. Yeah, that's a lot. Your bottled water is 75 cl. Now imagine it's not even up to 1 liter. Yeah, it's not up to 1 liter, and now this machine can do 6. Some of us have those cups we use. We shake, 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 shake. If 10 of us want to drink, when will you finish shaking? But a machine produces 6 liters. And this particular machine speaks 8 languages. Now, one more exciting thing about this machine, if you are a global traveler and you like moving, go for this machine. The reason it has a global switch in terms of voltage. For example, in Nigeria, our power voltage, sorry, it's good for you if you're on band A. They've just upgraded you from 60 something naira to 200 and something. So it's good, you're enjoying the power. So we're on 220 volts. If you travel to the US, it's 120. So if I take this machine from Nigeria 220 and I travel to the US, I will need a step down transformer to use it there. If I bring it from the US into Nigeria, I will need a step up transformer to move from 120 to 220. However, this machine has a global switch that in any region you move it to, it will auto switch itself to their voltage. So it's an easy carry on. And this machine is just about 6 kg. It's very light. You can put in your backpack and move with it. Now, this machine is 6,235,000 naira. Understand it's a medical device. Again, medical devices come in several multiplied millions. So just for a token of 6,235,000, you can get this. Somebody says, is this not expensive? I say, compared to what? Understand, first of all, let's even imagine here. Imagine what it will feel like not to renew that expensive prescription drug. Do you know people are tired of popping pills? But again, they value their life. They keep taking it. Even though I met a man and his wife who came to my facility, my center, and the man said to me, he told the wife, he had been on chemo, he had done, I think 3 chemo or so. He said every time he takes it, it's like as if he's in hell. It shuts down his body. And he said, he told the wife, I will rather die than take the next one. Imagine the side effects. I had a man whose son had brain tumor of it, and they went to load and they did the chemo and the thing. One eye got blinded. The second eye was already getting close when they ran down to come. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing a lot of this thing. I had somebody who they took me to the oncology department to see somebody at Lot, and they were sharing a story with me. The man has spent 280 something million, and the man still died. I have a man who came, he was spending 517,000 naira every month just for 2 drugs, every month. I have somebody who was spending 40,000 naira every week for injection to stabilize his kidney. And you think this is expensive? May God not bring what is bigger than us. So this is nowhere near expensive. But let's even imagine, how will you feel like if you had more energy? Because this was my scenario. I wake up by 6 a.m., by 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm not saying p.m., my battery is out. Chronically fatigued. I'm still home. I've not gone out. I had to be referred to Enagic Global, but Mobilogy Bank Anthony in Lagos to go and do a full body health checkup. Ladies and gentlemen, that didn't bring the solution. And that was at the same time when a close business friend and partner gave me a call out from Malaysia and said, you've got to see something. You've got to experience something. I got to experience Kangen water, and that was the last of it. I hope you know that if you are healthy, you can feel it. So what will it feel like to feel healthy again? Ladies and gentlemen, there is no alternative to good health. No matter how beautiful your future is, it takes your health to get there. All the prophecies, all the big amen like thunder and amen like whatever we shout, if your health does not take you there, those prayers will drop to the ground. So your body is the vehicle into the destinations of the prayers that have gone ahead of you. Pay attention to it. Our flagship product is very solid and rugged, but the other one has 8 solid titanium platinum plate. This one has 7. Doing great jobs and testimonies coming out from this. It's just 4,837,500. So whichever one you want to go for, it's your choice. Either of them is priceless. Only medical grade water machine, ISO certified 13485, producing 11.5 and 2.5, 5-year warranty. Actually, it's 25-year plus lifespan. This year makes this home use since the manufacturer 30 years. And for people who have it, then it's still working now. It's a one-of-a-kind patented product that keeps cleaning itself. Those of us have we have a white tank in our homes. You go up there, half of it is muddy, filled with sand. This machine does not have a container for storing water. So the only thing it does, it keeps cleaning that plate. And every 10, 15 minutes or 20 minutes, it will auto-clean itself. You hear cleaning, and it cleans and makes sure that the ionization is fresh and sharp. If you're interested, you can screenshot this, take a picture, and make your transfer and payment into Enagic Africa. Walk into the office tomorrow, your machine will be available within 20 minutes. If you're outside Lagos, it can be shipped down at a cost. If you're outside Nigeria, but within the African space, you pay in euro, you don't pay in naira, except you are in Nigeria and you pay in naira, and somebody will now take it and ship down to you. If you are in the UK, they have their own payment option, US and other region. So I hope you've been following so far. Now, let's spend the next 10 minutes, and I will like to take us through on how we can turn our water to wine. Oh, sorry, how to turn our water to well. Because if I can turn the water to wine, they will put me in one warehouse in Newi, and I'll be producing wine, fresh wine for them. Okay, let's get started on this. 10 minutes. When my mother said, whatever you like to do, make it a hobby. Whatever the world likes to do, you make it a business. Now, the Enagic marketing business model is something that is so fantastic in the sense that understand that anyone who drinks water is a prospect. It's an amazing device. Now, this company is 50 years this year, June this year. So it's not on trial. We are not saying something that came out last week, something that came out like, oh, we are launching, new launching. We are not launching anything new. They've been in existence 50 years. That is a very loud statement. And again, you know anything Japan, They are not talking doing short term. Japanese don't do short term. They have a culture for longevity, culture for originality and quality. So you understand all that is behind this. Now, in the electric business, there's no monthly qualification. There's no stocking. There is no loading. There's no inventory. There's no annual renewal here. There's accumulative sales if you choose to push this. It's 100% optional. There's international barrier sponsoring. That's why you are seeing people when I ask some weeks, or we have people from the UK, we have people from, like today, we have a Lily from the UK joining us. The other day, we had Kelly from the US, Maryland joining us. We have people from Canada joining us. It's international. You can sponsor people and they get this device from anywhere in the world. The market is very, very on top. But what caught my attention is that the compensation plan and the reward model is patented. Ladies and gentlemen, this model and what you're about to see has not been changed in the last 30 years. Why? It is patented not to change. It is patented for life. How many companies do you know that have patented plans for their reward model? Because some of them, as our policy in Nigeria is changing, they are changing it every week. They are changing it every month. Some companies in the last 2 years, they have changed. Some of them are what I'm saying last year. January till now, many of them have changed. They are changing things to survive. But you see, these people think 500 years. In fact, they've thought into the future that they know what? It is locked. Whatsoever you see is what you get. It's not going to change because you have just listened to this or you don't want to join. So this business model is unlike anything else in the direct sales industry. That basically just takes us in to what this is, because I just mentioned direct sales. So it's not your traditional network marketing, bring to. Nothing is wrong with those models. We have the good, the bad, and the ugly. But we run a direct sales model here. And let me take, I see Ajayi's hand. So let me work with Ajayi before I answer Ajayi's question. So I see Ajayi's hand. So Ajayi comes in, gets the machine. Now Ajayi has an ID. Somebody buys the machine through using Ajayi's ID. If you walk up to the company today and say, I want to buy a machine, they will not sell. They'll ask you, where's your referral ID? Who gave you the code? Who sent you? How did you get to know about this? Okay, and all of those. So anybody that buys through Ajayi is what we call a direct sales. Those that Ajayi brought in, they also have their own circle of influence, and if these people buy, that's what we call an indirect sales. When we add the direct sales plus the indirect sales, now we have for ourselves what we call a group sale. So group sale is not Ajayi making all the sale. Group sale is simply direct, indirect, everybody together, you have your group sale. Now, this company has 10 ways it rewards people. Please understand that this is 100% optional, not compulsory. But again, if you choose, they have a reward model. But I'll just focus on one of them because, again, we have less than 10 minutes more. So we call it the 8A or the 8-point commission. How does that work? Now, in the case of our SD501, and we're in Nigeria, so I'm using a Naira. If you are in other outside Nigeria, you are in any other African country, they use Euro. Okay, for those of us in the, because we're not a European cover. Those in the US, they pay in dollars. Now, for Naira, for those of us in Africa and Nigeria, now you paid 4,837,500. They take out 2 million out of this because they don't do the marketing. I mean, you get to share this with people. So they put in 2 million naira per sale for the distributor. Now, this 2 million naira is being split into 8 parts. We call it 8 A's, where 1 A is equals to 250,000, because if you divide 2 million by 8, you get 250,000. So this looks like a pizza wheel. Each pie, each piece you pull out is 250,000. Now, let's deepen this. Now, how do you get your machine for free? How do you get to turn your water to wine? Interestingly, you are getting your health back, but here something can start happening, because the first person who joins you, who buys the machine from you, you are going to earn 250,000 naira. The company says, thank you for making a sale of this machine. This is value added, but we also want to add value to you, 250,000 naira. The second person who buys the machine from you directly, 250,000. So your first 2 persons places you on a 1A rank. So as a 1A rank, you've made 2 sales. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 500,000 naira. In today's economy. Anybody that pops 250,000 naira into your account, you should be grateful because it not much, but it will do something. So 500,000 naira, just 2 sales. But you get to talk to your third person and you make a third sale, that is 500,000. Remember, each A is 250,000. If you add 250,000, you have 500,000 for your third sale. So you've made 3 sales and yet you've made ₦1,000,000 naira. You get to a 3A when you have 10 cumulative group sales. Do you remember what I said cumulative means? It means both your direct and your indirect, your entire tribe, all the sales made. In fact, the 3 people could have been the one to go. They also, based on the testimonies they get, some people have crazy testimony that people can't wait to even buy the machine through them. Obviously, you have 10 people, you are a 3A rank, and you now activate to start earning 750,000 when you make your next direct sale. 3A, 10 people. You go to a 4A rank when you have 20 cumulative sales. And ladies and gentlemen, when I say 20, not fresh 20, it's a continuation. Remember, I said there is accumulative sales. So it does not flush. An additional 10 sales by the entire tribe. It could have been you who brought 10 sales directly. It could have been other members of the team mix up. But once you have 20 sales cumulative, you are a 4A rank member activating a commission of ₦1,000,000 naira per sale of this machine when you bring in your next direct sales to activate that earning. You get to a 5A when you have 50 cumulative sales. Again, not fresh 50, an additional 30 from the existing 20. Now you are earning 1,250,000. You become a 6A when you have 100 cumulative sales under you. Again, that is 1.5 million naira when you now activate your next direct sales. This is getting, it's almost like, look, is this not too much? It's a pyramid, it's a scam. Hey, listen, this is, remember, they've not changed this plan in 30 years. So just what you're about to see. So let's get back to Ajayi. Ajayi comes in, and I'm trying to flesh this out. Ajayi makes his first sale to Tom. Remember, we said your first sale is 1A. Your first person is 1A. And how much did we say it is? 450,000 naira. Ajayi makes his second sale to Shade. Still 1A. Your first 2 persons is 1A. So 250,000. Ajayi makes the third sale to Imem. Now, because the third direct sale, that is 2A. That is 2A. Ladies and gentlemen, let me also say something here. Every time you fill your form, tell them where to place it, because you can have 1,000,000 1A. They don't automatically place. You need to tell them place it here. So you make your third sale, and that is 2A, and that is 500,000 naira. So 3 sales, Ajayi has made ₦1,000,000 naira. But let's see something here. Tom makes his sales to Grace, not Ajayi. Yet Ajayi will earn 250,000 naira. Grace chooses to make a sale to Pearl, and Pearl finally bought a machine. Ajayi will still earn 250,000. Pearl talks to Arthur, a colleague, who buys the machine. Ajayi will still earn 250,000 until this goes to the 8th generation. Have you noticed that Ajayi is earning as if he brought Arthur, Pearl, Grace? Ajayi is so excited and said, wow, let me activate my next direct sales. Probably Ajayi brings in Eno. But you see, for you to get to 3A, you need to have 10 cumulative sales. However, if you do your count, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So once it's sub 10, it is still on a 2A structure, and that is still 500,000. Not so bad. But look at this switch. Enoch goes ahead and makes a sale to 3 of his friends, Ali, Abu, and Annie. Why Enoch makes a sale to Ali? Remember, that is the first sale for Enoch. How much will Enoch be making? 250. But how much do you think Ajayi will make? 500,000. Because it's on a 500,000 earning leg, structure, line. Enoch makes a second sale to Abu. Your first 2 persons are actually 1A. So Enoch will earn 250, but Ajayi will still earn 500,000. Enoch makes a sales to Annie. Now Enoch will earn 500,000 because it is her third sale. But hey, Ajayi will still earn 500,000. Ladies and gentlemen, now if you do your count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And remember I said anything you do after the 10th sale will be a 3A, and that will be 750,000. You can have 100 people under your 2A until you do your next personal direct. It will not count on a 3A. I've already mentioned that. Now, let's look at another twist here. Annie goes to work, brings in Bob, who buys a machine. Ajay will earn 500,000. Annie talks to Ben, Ajay will earn 500,000. Annie talks to Bob, who buys a machine. Ajay will still earn 500,000. Bob makes a sale to Joe, friend. Ajay will earn 500,000. Bob makes a sale to Jack. Ajay will earn 500,000. Bob makes a sale to John. Ajay will earn 500,000. Ladies and gentlemen, this is so interesting because under the structure alone, if we count it from the bottom, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 sales of this machine under alone. How much is that? 5 million naira. Perhaps Ajay actually did bought the SD501. Has he not made back his money? What happens to him? 500,000. Shade, the Tom and the gang, Chooks, 750,000. And they've not even moved. Even what is happening here is only on Annie's structure because Abu is still a 500,000 structure. Ali is still a 500 structure. If those one begin to move, Ajay will just find out that his bank account is being credited week in, week out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we truly mean by drinking and getting rich. Because Ajay will be in a haste to want to go to a 4A. What makes you a 4A? 20 people. And now he's earning 1 million naira. You go to a 5A where you have 50 people, and now 1,250,000. Perhaps Ajay hits 100 sales in his total organization. He activates it by having his next personal direct, and now he's earning 1.5 million naira per sale of machine. And also, Ajay makes a proposal to some organization, and they say, oh, give me 10 machines, perhaps in the month of May. Ladies and gentlemen, that would have been 15 million naira that Ajay would have made as a 6A agent. Now, imagine if those 10 persons were all to bring just one sales. Ajay would have made another 15 million. Yet, the IO structure is there, Tony structure is there, True structure, Shade Tom, and multiple in between. Ladies and gentlemen, this is mind-blowing. But let's bring this home. When you become a 6A, apart from all of those, you are also rewarded with a $3,000 one-time incentive achievement bonus. Remember, 6A is not you, it's the entire team. So plus your one activated personal activation, you are a 6A, 101 in total minimum. You become a 6A too when you have 2 members in your organization, not in one leg, 2 different legs, just 2 persons who have become 6A like you. Now they give you a $6,000 bonus. You become a 6A2-2 when you have 2 persons come to your 6A2. Now you are a -2. They give you $12,000. I hope you are aware people cannot be changing these ranks and activities are not happening in those various legs, and you are also still earning those monies. Those are paid in naira. This is paid in dollars. If you have people outside Nigeria, the commissions will be paid in euro. So understand that also. Now you help 2 people to get to a -2, you come to a -3, 6A2-3, and this is a very significant milestone because when you come to a -3, they give you $25,000 once and they place you on $5,000 monthly for life. Ladies and gentlemen, this plan has not changed in the last 30 years. People are earning this every single month. You get to a -4 when you help 2 people to a -3, $50,000, $10,000 monthly for life. You get to a -5 when you help 2 people to a -4, 100,000, and now you are placed on $15,000 monthly for life. Again, remember, this is not your commission. This is just like, they call it education bonus. This is support for you to keep supporting and traveling and be teaching and all of those. But again, imagine it is something that comes in every month. You get to a -2 people to a -5, you get to a -6, $200,000. Now you're earning $20,000 every single month. They say this is a piece of cake compared to what is happening on the various layers, because now you are going deeper, you are going broader. It's crazy. You get to a dash 6, you go to a dash 7. We have Cynthia Brigante, who is a 6A14-7, 6A14. She's an immigrant. She's not even from the US. Highest earner in the company, millions. Ladies and gentlemen, this truly is a drink and grow rich project. But how do you get started? It's very simple. Use the product. Get the machine so that you can use and experience the product. Some people, okay, you know what? I like this. Let me start getting, where can I get the water? Well, whosoever invited you can help you. Maybe they have the machine, they can get you to where you can experience the water. And that's actually what happened to Madame Fumi, the lady holding the bottle. She was my very first person who joined me on this project. I'd invited her, she came, saw it. She was so excited. Before the meeting, she was already trying to make calls. And she got the water, sent the water to the uncle. The uncle experienced the water within a week, was so excited with what was happening to his health and all of that. He's somebody who is given to wellness and likes to take care of his health. He noticed the difference. He called her up and said, how much is this machine? She told him. He counted the euro value, cash, and gave to her and said, go register and get me the machine. Use the product. Refer the product to others. Some persons from using the product can come back and they can now buy. That way they are enrolling into your business and you are building a team. Now we have solid real life stories and testimonies. Crazy testimonies that are just out of this world. Now, reach out to whosoever invited you. We have videos. We have too many videos. Again, I don't want this meeting to be stretched, but if I give room for one or two, or let me just see, do we have anyone who would like to share a story for just 1 or 2 minutes? Lift up your hand or so that I can unmute you, okay? And you can share your story with us, because the things we see here, they are mind-blowing, which is why we tell people if you change your water, basically, you will change your life. Now, I'd like to encourage you, if you're a guest on this call, please get back to the person who shared this with you so that they can show you how to get started with this innovative water technology. Who invited you? Who sent the link to you? Reach back to them and get started ASAP. I do know that we are in challenging times, and some people say life is throwing lemons at them. Well, now you have an option. You can squeeze that lemon into a glass of Kangen, and trust me, there will be a turnaround. So again, I want to say thank you to everyone who have joined me on this call. Truly appreciate spending about an hour with us. And we look forward to you joining us in our next meeting, and we'll be sharing more testimonies together. Thank you very much, and God bless you.